Alright, Mr. DeYork, today we're playing a game called Silent but Deadly. Give me a name, and I promise this debate loser will be taken out by the Texans. Just throw it out there, I'll call him Date as a debater. David was totally silenced. This debate is basically a failure show. After leaving the TV station, Cons was furious they had this in the bag, but lost to David's arrogance. But what happened next was straight out of a thriller. The police arrested him for rape. It's obviously a revenge plot by Bolin. Soon, Bolin chose to drop the case. Though David was bailed, his family and career were crushed. At the end of the interview, David told Bessie, "When I first came in, I got the letter from Singapore, and it was signed by students. Who would do anything like that? What else did you say?" Bessie was speechless. "I'm more sorry than you think." If the rape charge was a setup, then David taking out Cons is like burnt BBQ. But a single interview can't prove it. Well, it's just David's side of the story. As they drove away, that mysterious guy in the pickup reappeared. He seemed to be monitoring Bess's interview progress. To find more clues, they headed to the crime scene of Cons. Ironically, this place has turned into a tourist hotspot, and it cost $20 to visit. Inside, the landlord shared details about the incident. Turns out David was a regular overnight guest and a known drink. There was a tripod at the scene, but the police found no camera or tape. Instead, Cons was chilling on the floor, naked, with a pair of gloves on the table. The victim's mouth was taped, head bagged tightly, hands cuffed behind him. Most bizarre. The key to the cuffs was actually found in Cons' stomach. The whole case is just infuriating. Subtitles: Bessie had breakfast, then went to the prison for interviews. She saw the mysterious man again, but he was very alert. Realizing that he had been discovered by someone, he hastily drove his car away. Subsequently, Bessie commenced her second interview, during which she brought up the details surrounding Cons' murder. David also mentioned there were no fingerprints on the tripod at the scene, meaning someone deliberately wiped them off and took the crime tape. Subtitles: as long as Bessie is able to locate the vanished videotape, she will be capable of assisting David in clearing his name of injustice. Immediately following this, David begins to recount his experience from 6 years ago. Although Bolin had dropped the case, when his wife found out, she chose to leave him, leaving behind the kid's little lamb doll as a cute. Subtitles: David not only lost his family, but even schools took detours to avoid him. The once esteemed philosophy professor was now reduced to keeping company with only the god of wine. Thankfully, Cons was willing to take him in, and there was an anti-death penalty project that kept him busy. But lo and behold, the boss flat out refused David's participation. As a result, he stormed out of the office that night. He tried calling his son in Spain, but was harshly rejected by his wife. He pleaded desperately, but all in vain. The moment the call ended, David totally broke down. The next day, he found Cons. While he was pouring his heart out, Cons suddenly collapsed. David rushed him to the hospital, where the doctor said Cons was already in the final stages of leukemia. David was in tears by now. He couldn't imagine that someone who is about to lose their life is still advocating against the death penalty to save more lives. Seeing poor David, Bessie seemed to shift her perspective on him. After the interview, her assistant told her David could have gotten a reduced sentence. A renowned lawyer offered free defense, but he chose an ordinary one and was sentenced to death for a mistake. The assistant suspected there must be a hidden secret, as just one day remained for the upcoming interview. They acquired $500,000, ready to hand it to David's lawyer tomorrow. But when Bessie returned to the hotel, she found the door ajar, and in the middle of the room hung a tape that read to Bessie. They quickly played the tape, which recorded Cons' last struggles until he suffocated. But that footage seemed incomplete, and Bessie couldn't shake the unease even after viewing it. The subtitles read, "This only further strengthened her determination to seek out the truth." However, the assistant remained puzzled. If David had been framed, why release that tape? Isn't that the ultimate hate move? Today was the final interview. According to plan, they had to hand over the $500,000 to the lawyer. At that moment, the mystery man reappeared. The assistant noted the plate, but he turned and fled. After Bessie handed the money to the lawyer, she brought up that tape. The lawyer responded. An incomplete tape can't be used as evidence. Plus, the crime scene is now a tourist trap. Everyone can fake that footage. Bessie could only leave in frustration when she suddenly spotted the mysterious guy returning to the lawyer's office. Bessie hurriedly told her assistant to keep an eye on the guy while she headed to the prison for the final interview. When the mysterious guy left the lawyer's office, he sensed he was being followed and used the passing train as a cover to shake off the assistant. He successfully left the assistant in the dust. Bessie angrily demanded to know his identity, and David said that guy's name is Light. Times L pound I circumflex A umlaut, O grov N tilde E grov Albig letter 6 BA letter 37B O stroke R L I umlaut Hebrew symbol 5 BA E umlaut A umlaut O grov A circumflex pound copyright. A fervent advocate of anti-death penalty cause, crashing on cons and testifying in court. Pan Ain letter 3 CA A circumflex acute times 8 tilde quarter O tilde SEVEN A circumflex Cyrillic letter 4 ABC Sedilla Chinese letter A acute O acute A tilde E grov Arabic letter 6 BA letter 3 F1 I acute Air 2 cents micro divide by I F Chinese letter E umat A umat A ring letter 3 and tilde E 3 Eos degrees micro or micro 3 times divide by 3 quarter U grov A out plus or minus band Als 0 Y acute fervent advocate crushing on testifying micro G A R micro G circumflex letter G B A tilde turned R reflex A umat times O umat A L quarter O tilde pound copyright. I didn't see cons. She was around during your drinking spree. No, it's way more complicated than that. Maybe Light thinks cons was taken out by David. After that, David shared another tale from 6 years back. After Con's discharge, they kept pursuing ideals, and his passionate speeches expanded the anti-death penalty group.